I'm surprised the Giants say, let's hit the Jaxson Dart button now. I know 0-3 doesn't look good, didn't look good in weeks 1 and 3. You could chalk up week 2 looking the way it looked for us because the Dallas defense is less than. But, I mean, to say to the kid, all right, go get him, and that Chargers defense is on the other side, that's a tall order, Mark. I'm wondering what your thought is on the Giants' decision here to start Jaxson Dart in week 4.
Well, I said it probably on the Stinkin Truth Podcast. I said it probably 10, 12 weeks ago. I'd have benched and cut Russ and started Jaxson Dart right off the bat. And one, I don't think the Giants are a really good football team. And, like, I'm looking at the future, and the future is not Russell Wilson. The future is Jaxson Dart. So I don't blame them. And I look back to Sunday Night Football, and you get 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. And in several consecutive plays, you throw an incomplete ball that you threw so far out of bounds. I think you got an intentional grounding call on that to make it 2nd and goal from the 14. You close your eyes and you bury your head in the middle line of scrimmage on a designed QB run, and you get 4 yards. And then you throw 2 more balls 8 yards out of bounds. And I'm sitting there going, at some point, you got to quit worrying about your legacy. And, hey, I've already thrown 2 interceptions. I'm going to throw another one. At some point, you got to put it on a receiver. You got to throw it into traffic, and you got to give yourself a chance to score. At that point, it was 22-9. I mean, that in and of itself, to me, was a benchable offense of your quarterback. That's a quarterback that's – what are you doing throwing the ball out of bounds in those 3 situations? On 4th down and goal, you threw it out of bounds 8 yards deep. 8 yards over the head of anybody else on 4th and goal. You tell me what you're doing other than saying, hey, man, I don't want to have, a legacy breaker by throwing 1 more pick. I mean, for crying out loud, I've already thrown 2. What are we doing? What are we doing? So that to me is the ultimate selfishness.
No, I understand.
That's selfishness.
Mark, I understand what you're saying, but this is still the future, and you got to give the kid a chance. And he might come out and look great, and this could be a cold take, right? But you've seen the Chargers defense. There's some grown ass men, and they were the top scoring defense in the NFL last year. They look just as good this year, and I mean to basically say go get them. I understand it's a benchable offense from Russ. You got the Saints the next week. I don't know. I guess this way you get 2 starts on your belt, 1 on the road, 1 at home before you take on the Eagles twice in 3 weeks. And then the Broncos are in the middle of that. Yeah, and you know how good that defense is as well, Mark. So
yeah, there was no easy situation, and that's one of the reasons I said I'd start from day one, because their schedule is brutal. It's absolutely brutal, and so everybody had talked about that New Orleans game maybe being that as the headliner, but maybe you go get a feel for this against the Chargers, and then you've got an opportunity to win at New Orleans, but it's not going to be easy. And then you mentioned it. You got San Francisco, you got Philly twice, you got the Packers, who up until last weekend were the best team in football, in my opinion. And then, Chicago and hey, Matt Eberflus, by the way, finally figured out how to get the best of Caleb Williams, didn't he?
Wow.
Congratulations.
Mark Schlereth.
He finally figured out. It took him all last year. He never quite got it. But hey, listen, man, now he finally got it. Congratulations to Matt Eberflus and Caleb Williams for figuring it out together, man. What a unbelievable opportunity, and what a unbelievable showing from the quarterback.
Now, Mark, I called a game last year in which Caleb Williams threw 4 touchdown passes against the Jaguars for Matt Eberflus. So,
okay.
But I know what you're saying.
It's the second time. It's the second time Matt has had him play well.
That hurts.
Okay.
That hurts.
All right. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.